Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the Biafran Golden Child. Thank you.
Yeah, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you're hearing my voice from. But I'm really glad once again to have opportunity to interact with us. So hope you're doing great. Hope things are falling into place. Hope the new year is treating you well so far. So good. Well, it's still young, it's still fresh. Today is you know barely the ninth. So we it's just started. It doesn't matter how it started. What matters is how it ends. So I encourage everybody to, brace up. I'll be happy, be optimistic. Things are going to go well. The Nigerians, have been said to have uh, what seems to be a natural shock observer to, uh, to manage things, to be at things, and to cope with every level of frustration, every level of hardship, every level of difficulty. So, despite what this so-called Milocon government is, you know, uh, dishing out to people, of course, a lot of people have continued to cushion the effect with their natural, shock absorbers, their natural stabilizers. So, I'll encourage everybody. Let's hope for the best, and wish, let's wish that our able Deputy Prime Minister, Dr. Ngozi Arabweze, will navigate this newly declared sovereign United States of Biafra to the next level, where can raise its head in the Committee of Nations. So you welcome this morning. I'm elated, to make this audio. Welcome, freedom lovers. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome, my fellow Biafrans. Yes, I just want to bring to our notice uh, you know, what happened on the night of January 2025. Yes, I was a very broad heading. It was a very, very, you know, powerful heading where we saw the picture of our, venerable Nnamdi Kanu displayed the bold caption: Igbo ministers issues an ultimatum to Southeast governors, warning them not to seek re-election in 2027 if Nnamdi Kanu is not released before then. That was the caption. 2027, Igbo ministers have issued an ultimatum to Southeast governors, warning them not to seek a re-election in 2027 if Nnamdi Kanu, the late detained leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, remains in detention till then. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is a very sober topic for this morning. It is sober because when I saw this headline, when I saw the picture of our venerable leader, Mazimum leader Nnamdi Kanu, I shed tears. I shed tears because I was filled with sadness. I was filled with uh, every level of frustration inside me. I felt disgusted. I felt betrayed. I felt like, why should this continue to be? This is a man who brought out himself, to pursue what was supposed to be the best intentions for the Southeast, the best intentions for his people, the best intentions for Biafra, for the indigenous people of Biafra. This is a man who campaigned vigorously, who campaigned peacefully, and who was ready to tell the whole world, who was telling the whole world, telling everybody, including Nigerian leaders, that enough is enough. Here we see a man who said, consider the plight of my people. Why are the Biafrans treated as a nobody? Why are we given the short stick every time Why are we so tired every time? When it comes to other regions in this country, a country that was built on different regions. I mean, we had the northern region, we had the southern region, we had the western region, southwestern region, then the southeast. Why is it that everything about the southeast is treated with acrimony, with hatred, and with terrorism, as if there's a deliberate attempt to frustrate, to annihilate, and to continue, to subjugate the people of the southeast? And Mazen Nnamdi Kanu came up, a man who is a dual citizen, British and Nigerian, a man who was a peaceful lover, a man who had embraced Judaism, a Jew, embraced his roots, proud of his roots as a Jew and as a Biafran, a man of peace. And he went on vigorously pursuing, the full emancipation of his Biafran people, And so what happened to him? Unfortunately, the Nigerian government orchestrated a plan where he was renditioned in Kenya and saw himself in Nigeria under very, controversial circumstances. I shed tears for Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. I shed tears for the people of Biafra. I shed tears for the indigenous people of Biafra, the IPOB people, because here we have a man who unfortunately has spent 4 Christmas, 4 New Years, 4 Christmas, 4 New Years in the intolerable, most undignifying, inhuman stable of the DSS. I mean, who would be happy? Who will be happy when his own brother, his own sister, his own father, his own mother, and his kith and kin go through such very, very horrendous and very statistic, very unpalatable experience? Amidst all of this, we have continued to hear day in, day out, every other day, every other campaign time, every other time for election, we have continued to hear the governors of Southeastern region, senators of Southeastern region. We have continued to hear the people of House of Reps come up and say, listen, I assure you, Mazen Nnamdi Kanu will be released soon. I will do everything vigorously. I'll do everything possible in my power to ensure Mazen Nnamdi Kanu is released without fear or favor. We have seen different politicians make that as, their political mantra. It has become their slogan. Everybody wants to assume office, and everybody who wants to be elected in the Southeast comes out and makes Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, the detained Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, they make him their team, the subject of their campaign. They make it a campaign promise that I will do everything to make sure Mazen Nnamdi Kanu is released unconditionally. Ladies and gentlemen, for the past 4 years, now, counting, it has been the plague, this has been the plight of the Southeast people. Every time governors have come out who are seeking elections, senators have come out who are seeking election, House of Representative members have come out who are seeking election, and they say, hello, can you listen to me? In case you don't know, I am going to do everything possible within my might to make sure I vigorously pursue the release of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu when I get this election, when I'm elected. I will fight it to the heavens. I will get to the highest authorities, even to the presidency, and make them come back and release this man. Pronto, ladies and gentlemen, when they get the election, when they're elected, it becomes a matter for another day. They suddenly forget. They suddenly develop amnesia. They forget that campaign promise had been that Mazen Nnamdi Kanu would be on their front burner. Of course, they don't remember Mazen Nnamdi Kanu anymore. They don't remember their campaign promise. So, when I read that headline on the 9th of January 2025, where I saw and I read that Igbo ministers have issued an ultimatum to Southeast governors, warning them not to seek re-election in 2027 if Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, the detained leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, remains in detention till then. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a matter that deserves serious consideration. I mean, why make the release of a peaceful man, a lovable man, a natural leader of his people, and the man who brought the plight of the Biafran people, to the full glare of the whole world? The man who said, let my people go. The man who said, if the other regions of Nigeria continue to treat, my Biafran people as a second fiddle, as a non-entity, as the people who are not wanted, who don't mean anything to this country called Nigeria, then let my people go. Like the Israelites told one of the sons of Solomon when their father died, told him, now you are king, your father Solomon has died. We want you to reduce our yoke, make life easier for us. The hardship is too much. Stop it and grant us, a free, safe, and, happy country. And we'll follow you. We will serve you like we served your father. This was what the Israelites told the son of Solomon, who inherited the throne. And the young man told them to come back in 3 days. 3 days' time. Give them a time to come back, and they will get his answer and his response. But of course, we know the whole story. At the end of the day, he consulted his father's advisors, and they told him, yes, bro, yes, our little man. Father was hard on the people. Hashtag this administration, was difficult, was hardship personified. But the young man said, okay, I heard you. What do you want me to do? And they told him, reduce their burdens, reduce the labor hours, and make life meaningful to these people. And of course, the young man said, thank you, sirs. And the next time, he called his friends, his own aid mates, his own acolytes, his coterie of friends, and he told them, his peer group, he told them, what do you think? See what these people came to tell me. See what my father's elders advised. And they told him, bro, come on, brace up. Brace up, my man. Brace up. Are you not the king? Do you want to show these people that you're weaker? You're lower than your father? You want this highly touted general impression your father was a very brilliant man, was the wisest man. Don't you want to be considered the wisest man too? Don't you want to be considered a brilliant man too? Don't you want people to equally respect you? Don't you want the whole world to see you as a leadership figure? Tell them, tell those Israelites, tell them, my father chastised you with whip, but I will chastise you with even stronger weights. I will use wrought irons. I will not use cane. I will use uh, animal skin. Animal skin will whip you into positions. My father was giving you people all this opportunity, and you misjudged it. You called it harshness. You brace up. You're going to see times 10 of what my father gave you. What you call hardship is just a child's play, because my little finger is stronger than the biggest fingers in my hand. I mean, the biggest, because in fact, the total fingers in my father's hand. I'm going to deal with you in a manner you have never witnessed. And when I'm done with you, you'll not have the guts, you'll not have the mouth to come and tell me to reduce your body. And so that fateful day, the Israelites came hoping to get reprieve, hoping for the best. But unfortunately, the young man stood up and addressed them. He told them in glowing tones, he bellowed to them. He told them, this is what I'm going to do. My father is a child's play. All my father did to you, his taxation regime is a child's play compared to what I'm going to do. My father chastised you with waves, but I'm going to chastise you with even clouds. Get ready. You are meeting your match. I will make life totally unbearable for you and your children. Your children will serve me as slaves, and your wretched daughters will be my concubines. So that was what Solomon's son told the Israelites. And of course, the Israelites heard it, and their hearts was embittered in dismay, in total exasperation, in a complete state of, you know, uh, uh, unbelief. They suddenly became emboldened. They suddenly realized that they have a choice. And they looked into the eyes of the young king and they told him, to thy tents, O Israel, from today, let the sons of Jesse, let David's children, let Solomon's children rule themselves. To your tents, O Israel. And ladies and gentlemen, that became the very foundation of which the 12 tribes of Israel were destroyed. Yes, it was at that point that the 10 tribes of Israel that had nothing to do with the family of Jesse, that had nothing to do with David and this, you know, family. Yes, they went their way. They went their separate ways. And so that is what that very experience in the Bible is what is echoing today. When I read that message that the Igbo ministers have issued an ultimatum to Southeast governors, warning them not to seek re-election in 2027 if Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, the detained leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, remains in detention till then. That was where my mind went immediately, and I saw the handwriting on the wall. Yes, it cannot be business as usual. You cannot use us to mount political offices. You cannot use us, use Mazen Nnamdi Kanu's detention and freedom to, climb, and into political office. And then when you get there, you shun that political, you take it as a political experience. You shun what you told the people. You shun what was a campaign promise. The leaders, the Igbo, ministers have called a spade a spade. So that has become what it is. That has become a very big problem now for Igbo Southeast governors who are hoping on second term. Yes, the Igbo ministers tells the Southeast governors to forget second term if Nnamdi Kanu remains in detention till 2027. Yes, yes, that's a very important message. Yes, Southeast governors have been told not to bother asking for a renewal of mandate in 2027 if the detained leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, did not regain his freedom before the next general election. Concerned Igbo ministers who issued the threat in an open letter to the governors accused them of not doing enough to secure Kanu's release despite making it a campaign issue. The ministers also expressed disappointment that Igbo leaders could not raise Kanu's matter before President Ahmed Bola Tinubu during his recent visit to Enugu. They further accused President Tinubu of playing politics with Kanu's continued incarceration, wondering why it is taking him so long to honor his promise during the campaigns to release Kanu if elected president, arguing that Kanu's continued detention is an outright humiliation to Ndiwo. The ministers urged the president to heed the pleas from eminent Nigerians for Kanu's release. Concerned Igbo ministers, in a statement signed by the President General, International Coordinator, the Reverend Tony Uzo Anthony, and Secretary General Apostle Tony Osuji, expressed displeasure over the president's reluctance to release Kanu. They challenged the president and Southeast governors to demonstrate that they were genuinely committed to the restoration of peace to the Southeast by releasing Kanu, whose continued detention they claimed was fueling insecurity in the region. The open letter cited, by Vanguard in Abia read, "It is now evident that Mr. President and the Southeastern governors took an oath not to free Mazi Nnamdi Kanu." Last week, the Prince Emmanuel Kanu, younger brother to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, revealed their deal with Sheyi Tinubu, the president's son, with the approval of his father, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. During his campaign in Imo State, the president promised that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu would be liberated during his presidency. But nothing has happened in nearly 2 years now. Sad enough, no Southeastern governor comforted Mr. President during his tour to the region about Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's infamous and illegal detention. It is now evident to everyone that our Southeastern governors are the true source of insecurity in the Southeast. Otherwise, they should have pressed for the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, who has a lasting solution to the insecurities in the region. Mr. President being misled by the Southeastern governors is on a path that can ruin his name and political ambitions in the region. God would appear in his time to expose the actions of the Southeastern governors who, in one way or the other, benefited from Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's unlawful incarceration. We, as a group, are now urging all religious leaders to begin raising questions about Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, who is yet to be released. The utmost hypocrisy of Igbo politicians is to use the media to fool our people with frivolous promises that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will be released. They have all failed in the Igbo and should not be re-elected should they continue to fool us and politicize Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's release. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, this final resolution is what really brought the tears to my eyes. This final resolution, this one where they said the utmost hypocrisy of Igbo politicians is to use the media to fool our people with frivolous promises that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will be released. They have all failed in the war and should not be re-elected should they continue to fool us and politicize Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's release. Yes. So, ladies and gentlemen, we have always said that in the Biafra Superstars media, our watchword is truth. Our watchword is facts and figures. We call a spade a spade. We don't describe it as an agricultural instrument. I mean, here are leaders, governors, who, when they want to embark on election, they will go around the whole nooks and cranny of the East. They'll be telling everybody who cares to listen, hello, ladies and gentlemen, hello, this is our time. We want to be a governor. I want to be a governor. I want to be a senator. I want to be in the House of Reps. I want to represent Ndewo. And let me tell you, one of the first things I'm going to do, one of the first things I must do is to make sure the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, must be released. He must be released unconditionally. This is what their campaign promise is all about. But as soon as the campaigns are over, as soon as they're re-elected, based on this very important promise, on this solemn promise, they go back and everything becomes as usual. This is a very, very unfortunate situation. I mean, we have had cause to hear, even in this last 2024 that just passed, we had several governors come out beating their chest, thumping fingers into the air, and speaking with such glamour, speaking with such ferocious, pride and prejudice, shouting. Yes, I can tell you, we just finished a discussion with the man at the top, with Emilio Khan, and he has assured us graciously that before the end of 2024, Nnamdi Kanu released unconditionally. We had even ministers who were deliberately appointed, to intimidate, to seduce, and to befuddle the Southeast people. I mean, when you hear the minister who's appointed, who is even a widow of our general, the Biafran general, yes, General Naka Dumebo Chukwu, of blessed memory, who was the first one who declared, the sovereign state of Biafra in 1967, following the unfortunate activities of, the northern region, especially in 1966, and other regions in 67, 68, 69, 70. Yeah, General Mekodumogo Juku, declared the first, sovereign state of Biafra, because he was highly uncomfortable, totally disgusted with how his people had been chased and annihilated, disgraced, and almost been deleted from the geographical region called Nigeria. He was not, in fact, happy at all that a very important pillar in the Nigerian documentation, the Nigerian proliferation following the 1914 amalgamation of Nigeria, a very important pillar, the South region, had been, reduced to almost sand, to almost earthworm, and they declared, the United States of Biafra. You can imagine how flabbergasted we were when we woke up sometime in October and we heard that our own, you know, our general's wife, his widow, Bianca Odumegwu Ojukwu, had been appointed a minister, for state for foreign affairs. I mean, we were wondering what it meant to us. Why did this so-called Emilio Khan, the man who had over the years, since he inaugurated his administration, this man who has seen nothing good at the Southeast, this man who has appointed it kids and king as, his, executives, as his right-hand people, as his authority molders, the man who saw nothing good in the Southeast, suddenly, you know, appointed the widow of the general of the, you know, declared, now instead of Biafra, Anka Odumegwu, Ojukwu, the delectable Bianca, he had appointed her as a minister for state for foreign affairs. And when a few days later she came out and addressed her people, she addressed Ndibo. She told them, I'm mighty, mighty glad to be in your midst. I'm mighty, mighty glad, to tell you all that I've not forgotten whose wife I was. I've not forgotten what my husband, the late Tim Udumegwu, represented to you all. But let me say it here without unfair or favor. Let me give you a breaking news. I want to allow you, a peek into what is going to happen any moment from now. My boss, my boss, my boss has just told me it's going to shock everybody. He's going to release Mazen Nnamdi Kanu in a jiffy, just right about now. Ladies and gentlemen, Biafrans, brace up. You will soon have your man, Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, with us, and we will be having our Christmas dinners and lunch with him. Ladies and gentlemen, it is with all sadness of heart that I now tell you effectively, everything turned, including her promise, turned to be a mirage. It was a mirage to us. And at that point, we were full of elation. We all were celebrating because we heard it right, the horse's mouth. I mean, this is our own. This is not just a minister. This is not just a beautiful woman. She was actually the widow of the general of Biafra. So when she tells you she heard it from the horse's mouth, when she tells you my Oga at the top, when she tells you this is what he has told us, this is the breaking news he's going to give you people. Celebrate, begin to celebrate it. You will have Mazen Nnamdi Kanu before this Christmas. Ladies and gentlemen, it's a sad one. Today, the Christmas has come and gone. Today, 2024 has come and gone. Today, we're in 2025, January, almost the first 2 weeks gone. And what did we see? Not only did our maximum leader, Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, stay in the dungeon of the SSS, he has celebrated his fourth Christmas, fourth New Year, and is warming up the way it is now, if nothing is done, to his fifth Christmas. And so the Igbo ministers have come up to say things cannot remain like this. Enough is enough. God bless you all. We're moving forward. Yeah, it's not easy. We keep saying the road to freedom is not an easy walk. We'll get there. We're already there. God bless you all. Thank you and God bless.
You say Nnamdi Kanu, make you tell am say oh, we dey go Biafra oh, we go meet am for there oh. If you say Nnamdi Kanu, make you tell am say oh, we dey go Biafra oh, we go meet am for there oh. If you say Nnamdi Kanu, make you tell am say oh, we dey go Biafra oh, we go meet am for there oh. Alo ejimako, alo ejimako, alo ejimako, alo ejimako. When you see Nnamdi Kanu, make you tell am say oh, we dey go for Biafra oh, we go meet am for there oh. When you see Nnamdi Kanu, make you tell am say oh, we dey go for Biafra oh, we go meet am for there oh. Na Simon Ekpa be the man. Na Simon Ekpa dey do am o. Ọba tó bí, ọba tó bí.